Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Eileen. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I am going to be talking to you about handkerchiefs. That's right. For me, I personally think handkerchiefs is such an important fashion accoutrement. I still remember when I was a little girl, my mom got for me a few selection of handkerchiefs in the form of animals and flowers. I've always seen my mom use handkerchiefs as well as tissues, but for handkerchiefs she would use it to rub her face because she always taught me that handkerchiefs has got a softer fiber than tissues, no matter how soft the tissue is. So when you're using tissue, you can use it for other things. She always advised me to use the handkerchief because it wouldn't scratch your face. The fibers are much more softer. And when you talk about handkerchiefs, I can't help but to disassociate it from My Fair Lady, one of the first movies that my dad introduced to me, and to this day is one of my most beloved because I love Audrey Hepburn so much. In the past, the handkerchief has always been seen as an accoutrement for the wealthier and upper classes. So when you see Audrey Hepburn, who plays the role of Eliza Doolittle, entering into Professor Henry Higgins' house, she has overheard him say that he can transform her from selling flowers on the streets to a lady in a fancy shop, and that's why she approached him, because she really wanted to transform herself and change her life for the better. And in this first scene, you can see her crying, and Professor Higgins lent her his handkerchief, and she didn't even know what it was. She asked him what it was, and you're supposed to wipe your face with the handkerchief instead of with the sleeves from your dress.
Like Mr. Higgins cares what you came in.
Oh, we are proud.
Oh, don't cry, you silly girl.
Someone's going to touch you with a broomstick if you don't stop sniveling. Sit down! If I decide to teach you, I'd be worse than two fathers to you. Here.
What's this for?
To wipe your eyes.
That is exactly why I say that the handkerchief is an accoutrement not only for ladies but for gentlemen as well. You can see Professor Higgins on the night of the ball, all dressed up to the nines, making sure that he has that pocket handkerchief in his breast pocket before he escorts Eliza Doolittle to the palace for the ball. So that's exactly how important the handkerchief is.
Miss Doolittle, you look beautiful.
Thank you, Colonel Pickering.
Don't you think so, Higgins? Not bad. Not bad at all.
And you can also see it in one of my favorite movies, Pretty Woman. You can see Julia Roberts when she was crying, the hotel manager, who was very integral in helping her to transform her into a lady, lent her his handkerchief. And you can also see in the breast pocket of the general manager, sharp looking, very well dressed, having that pocket handkerchief in his breast pocket.
Edward, he knows me.
She's with Mr. Lewis.
Well, Miss Vivian, things that go on in other hotels don't happen at the Regent Beverly Wilshire. Now, I'm assuming that you're a relative?
Yes. But I have all of this, okay? I have to buy a dress for dinner tonight, and nobody will help me.
not fidgeting, you look very beautiful. And very tall.
That's exactly why I say that if you have not been in the hotel industry and you are not from the hotel industry, I would strongly suggest that you work there for a short period of time. It's through that industry that you really know how to dress really well, how to be more refined, because that is part and parcel of the image of the hotel, part and parcel of the service of the hotel to the client and the guests. You really know how to interact with people. You really know how to dress very well, because image is everything to them. A lot of people, including myself, assume that the handkerchief actually originated from the Western world, but when I did research for this video, I'm always very grateful for this platform, because I myself learned so much, and I discovered that the earliest record of handkerchiefs is from the Zhou dynasty in China, 1000 BC, because they found some figurines of maidens holding handkerchiefs, and to this day you can see the handkerchief dance being reenacted in all parts of China. I think it's really so wonderful that it's still being carried out today. That homage to the handkerchief dance is also part of our culture. The word handkerchief comes from two French words, couvre meaning to say cover, as well as chef meaning to say head. Obviously, when you talk about the French, you cannot disassociate the queen of them all, which is Marie Antoinette. You can see her here in her portrait with her husband, King Louis XVI, holding her handkerchief, and she famously said no one is allowed to carry a handkerchief more larger than hers, which was 16 inches by 16 inches. And here it's alleged to be her handkerchief with her monogram. You can see the A on it, as well as the crown. So that gives sort of like an example into how intricate and detailed her handkerchiefs are. I wouldn't be surprised, because she is the queen of high fashion. Until today, she is still venerated and being copied all over the world. That is exactly why people always say that in the past it's always been seen as a symbol of wealth and status, because only wealthy people are able to commission these works of art. It takes weeks, sometimes even months, depending on how intricate you want the design to be. The more lace there is, the more wealthier they are. That is exactly why during the Victorian times as well, you have the Victorian lace. The more lace there is, the more wealthier the person is meant to be, because that takes hours and hours of work. So they would charge more for that piece of garment.
Thank you very much.
Pat Perryman has been making Honiton lace for over 40 years.
You'd have a group of people, maybe together, but sometimes in their own homes, of course.
The Devon town of Honiton is world famous for its intricate, delicate and beautiful lace.
You're talking 9 to 10 hours for a square inch.
Yeah. 250 hours?
Yeah.
Gracious. I mean, that is meant to be one cuff on a blouse, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, if you charge £10 an hour, that's £2,000, £2,500 for one cuff.
I know. But the husbands of the day, of course, bought their wives the lace instead of jewellery. So the posher your lace, the more wealthy you were.
Now, when we talk about handkerchiefs, as I said, men have been spotted using them. When you think about the most suave of them all, 007, James Bond, you can see it from the most suave, Sean Connery to Daniel Craig. When he escorted the Queen, what greater honor is there? He made sure that he took care to dress to the nines, meaning to say including the handkerchief in the breast pocket. You can see him here looking extremely sharp.
Daniel Craig.
Good evening, Mr. Bond.
Good evening, Your Majesty.
There was also a renaissance in handkerchiefs for men during the early 2000s when Mad Men was aired. Men suddenly scrambled and learned the art of putting the right type of handkerchief in their breast pockets in all shapes, sizes and color. I really think it's so sad that actually men appreciate handkerchiefs more than ladies. I still remember my dad never leaving the house without a handkerchief with him. That's exactly why I said handkerchiefs hold such a special memory for me, and over the years I have come across very few times handkerchiefs, and when I do add them to my collection, so I like to share them with you. From the cute Sanrio ones, these obviously are not the ones from my childhood. Those have been given away, like Sanrio's Little Twin Stars, My Melody, and also you can see the two more sturdier ones that I use quite frequently. This is made up of linen, Japanese made. You can see the sakura print on it. I usually buy 2 or 3 of them, so in this case I bought both the pink one and the blue one so that I can match it, so that I can mix and match it with whatever outfit that I have on. And I came across this lovely silk one, so whenever I feel like I need to dab my face, I will take it out. I love the details of this. You can see that it's pink in the background and the flowers are in white. So delicate and so absolutely feminine. And also I have got more colorful ones such as the Jewellery ones with the pops of color, as well as the Celine one with the bright pink. Sometimes I would tie it around my handbags, so it really gives that pop of color to the handbag. And no handkerchief collection can be complete without a Hanemori handkerchief. You can see that it is black in color with some butterflies on it. It has taken me such a long time, but finally I can add that to my collection. And also I came across these two, so beautiful that I cannot imagine that I own them. I'm not going to use them. I'm just going to be putting them in a plastic sheet and to view and admire them. You can see that it's really a lady who's using it, because only the middle portion of it can be used to dab on the face. The rest of the handkerchief is totally covered with embroidery, with filigree embroidery. I cannot imagine the weeks and months of work that had gone into this piece of work. It's really like a piece of art. I really try to imagine what type of a lady wore it, because whenever I did research and try to find something that is similar to it, you can see that it's an antique lace handkerchief. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Please like, share and subscribe if you have not. I hope that you got inspired to look at this piece of accoutrement as a beautiful fashion accessory. And so thank you so much once again for spending time with me. This is Eileen's Lookbook signing off. Goodbye.